Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between 14 Soin and Soin taking place here on Last Refuge. We have 14 Soin spawning as the red human player, and I'm probably just butchering his name. This is the first time I've ever cast this particular human player. Probably refer to him as human throughout the matchup. Meanwhile, Soin has spawned as the blue orc over here on the bottom left. This is a human versus orc match here, and we'll see if we are going to be watching that pretty standard Blade Master versus Archmage, or if these players will deviate from that particular strategy. Casters from the human, very common. Meanwhile, orc generally does go for more raiders and snare, working very well as it is able to counter those casters, and then spellbreakers are then added to the mix. So well, that is my prediction if this is going to be a standard game. But, well, you never know, as players do try to come up with new strategies or try to have like an ace in the hole from time to time. We are opening up with a Farseer this time around as opposed to a Blade Master. And now the follow-up question is going to be the timing on the Orc Burrow or that Voodoo Lounge. Is it going to be a very fast tech to tier 2? Or is it going to be a little bit delayed tier 1, staying longer in tier 1 as well? Staying longer in tier 1 gives you more units early on, but it doesn't look like we are going to be looking at a Voodoo Lounge or anything of that nature for quite some time. All right, Orc Burrow, yep, sitting at 20/20 supply, trying to gather as much lumber as possible. Meanwhile, taking a look back across over here, there is that Archmage. Now, we are going to go ahead and continue to build more and more. We are looking at, what, 22/24 supply, as we still don't see any towers or arcane vaults. Peasants are still being trained. It looks as though they're going to be called to arms right there. Only 4, so it is going to be clearing out perhaps this 3-3-3 creep camp as the water elemental now out onto the field. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this. Farseer getting some damage onto that footman right there as the Spirit Wolves and Grunt is on the move. We're going to perhaps be looking at the Archmage, picking up the Circlet of Nobility, some good items already for that Archmage, as the Forest Troll Trapper will get taken down. There, yes, Water Elemental going to get denied, as well as you never want to give free experience, easy experience to your opponent. Archmage, well, gonna go ahead and run on the inside here. He knows that the Spirit Wolves are coming and is ready to go ahead and fight back now. You can take a look back across over here. More peasants off to the north. Are they going to be able to get that necessary work done, as the human player purposely walls himself inside his base just a little bit and is now taking the tier 2 rather quickly as well. 24 supply as opposed to the typical 30 supply, as the water elemental is doing a little bit of fighting. Meanwhile, peasants are trying to engage. Farseer may end up trying to resummon Spirit Wolves here. Let's take a look at this. Yes, they are going to be resummoned, trying to take down this one peasant. Meanwhile, water elemental going after those units there, as the footman now taking a bit of damage. We are going into a lumber mill. Still no arcane vault, surprisingly, as the Spirit Wolves are going to once again try to make their way through. Let's take a look back across over here. Are the Spirit Wolves going to be able to find that peasant? Yes, it will. It does get taken down, but not before dropping off that bag of gold first. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Spirit Wolf now trying to head back through, able to almost walk through that one footman there. I didn't think that the opening was going to be that large, as the tech to tier 2 coming in from the human about to be completed. All right, Water Elemental down to 28 hit points. It is going to get denied. Footman gonna try and retreat down to 6 hit points. It is going to be trying to run all the way to the back. Is it going to get denied? No, it is not. Some easy kills there. Farseer getting on the board with some experience, as the footmen are now trying to retreat back still. I don't know if I agree with this lumber mill over an arcane vault. Yes, you are able to harvest more lumber right now, but you had low hit point units that would have benefited from that heal. Footman now looking to back up. Also, Archmage not having that the clarity potion to try and get some mana back. That was a bit of an issue too. Footman now looking to retreat back once more. I still don't see a speed building of an arcane vault anywhere. Meanwhile, tech to tier 2 here is already done. We are going into a Tauren Chieftain by Soin. Meanwhile, the human player has just gotten the tier 2, and we should be looking perhaps at a Mountain King and some arcane sanctums. All right, the caster is going to be out onto the field very, very quickly. However, the Farseer is still sitting at level 1. Same thing with the Archmage. No Brilliance Aura really puts things behind for human, as you're going to take a look at the Farseer ready to put on pressure with more Spirit Wolves. And you got to remember, Soin is doing this without any clarity potions or anything like that. Let's take a look at this Arcane Sanctum. A lot of damage being done to those peasants. Take a look. One peasant now down. More peasants could get lost. You can take a look at this Arcane Sanctum taking a bit of damage as the peasants are trying to get to work. Let's take a look at what's going to be happening next. This Arcane Sanctum now taking some damage. Any bit of delay is helpful as you're going to take a look. Some more peasants will get taken down once more. All right, one spear. Oh, wow. Come on. There's one peasant right there. Just hit that peasant. Come on, please. There you go. Finally taking it out. Meanwhile, Archmage on the far side does have Boots of Speed, but really can't put any pressure here. Tauren Chieftain is out onto the field. It does have Endurance Aura as well, and that is going to be perhaps quite a bit of damage to be had. Archmage going to get some easy damage onto this Tauren Chieftain now, but the Tauren Chieftain can easily just overcome it with one clarity or one healing salve. Mountain King is now out onto the field. I believe a Stormbolt did go down on the Farseer, hence actual damage taken by the Farseer. But as you know, Tauren Chieftain and the Orc army overall, very, very good at healing one individual unit even early on in the match. All right. Spirit Wolves now making their way back once again. Let's take a look. Footman was down to, 40 some odd hit points before the priests begin to heal once more as the Spirit Wolves are now looking to back up. Tauren Chieftain going to be staying at level 1 here, not enough to get to level 2. Same thing with the Farseer. Meanwhile, Archmage is also sitting at level 1. And this is, well, a very backwards game, so to speak. We have level 1 Archmage, level 1 Mountain King out on the battlefield, and we are just now at the 6-minute 45-second mark. Archmage will finally get to level 2, and we should start to see more Water Elementals as Brilliance Aura finally to be trained. Priests are out onto the field as well. Let's take a look at this low hit point Footman now looking to try and back away, trying to lose some of that precious aggro. As you can take a look, Force Shoal Trapper taking quite a bit of damage as well. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Let's take a look. Farseer is still sitting at 1. Interestingly enough, as we are also going into, well, Shaman. So Shaman, that is something that I don't see very often, but perhaps the Shaman is there for that Purge ability and to shut down those early water elementals. Farseer now back out onto the field. Stormbolt onto the Farseer. Farseer going to have a very bad day. That surround was absolutely horrible. Farseer now trying to head back. Scroll of Speed being used right there. Mountain King. Stormbolt is going to come down. Tauren Chieftain does have a stomp here ready to go. There it goes. Steps on a Footman right there as the Farseer able to back away once more. Spirit Wolves getting resummoned. Let's take a look at this. There goes one Footman. There goes another. As the units are now trying to head back again. All right, Farseer losing that precious heal, but so much damage done right there. Well played by Soin to minimize his losses and also protect the expansion that is currently under construction. All right, Grunts taking a large amount of damage. Mountain King is right there. Let's take a look. Purge, Water Elemental quickly getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain still in that front spot. Let's take a look. Are we going to get more Purge to try and keep all of these units alive? Priests are all right here, ready to go. There's a big stomp once more. Militia are called over, but what are they going to really do as this Grunt going to get taken down? There it goes. Mountain King now out onto the field. Second Grunt could get taken down as well. Peasant's going to get taken, well, finally gets taken down there as we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer ready to do a bit of chasing. All right, another Purge onto Sorceress. That gets taken out, and using Purge as some sort of temporary root and stun to prevent any sort of retreat. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2, getting close to level 3. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the overall supply count. It is 42 compared to 41, pretty much neck and neck at this point in the game, as the Tauren Chieftain desperately wants to get to level 3. Gets to level 3 he does, as you're going to take a look at the Murloc finally attacking that Tauren Chieftain and thereby shaking off that healing salve. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain also picks up a Ring of Protection +3 as the Farseer sits at level 2. Items being transferred back around. Let's take a look. Purge on those Shaman, now adding in Lightning Shield as well. Lightning Shield getting cast on the entire back line of casters. That does end up causing a bit of an issue, as we're going to take a look what's going to be happening here. All right. In comes the Priest. Lightning Shield. Stomp onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain dealing terrible damage. He does have Scroll of Speed. Let's take a look. Gonna try and push himself into that location. Perhaps gets Storm Bolted by the Mountain King, as the units are now trying to head back every which way. Still chasing down all of those units. Maximizing that damage with that Lightning Shield. Going after all of those units still, as the Grunts are going to be going after those Spellbreakers. Another Thunderclap there, slowing down the entire Orc army on top of the slow. as we were taking a look at the militia coming back from the other side. All right, lines are not well defined at all. Tauren Chieftain may have to use a scroll of healing to try and heal back up. No, not going to use it. Shaman trying to get away, gets taken out as the scroll of Town Portal picks up everyone and they retreat back home. 48 supply compared to 39. Let's take a look. A little bit more healing getting underway. Tauren Chieftain having a potion of mana, also using that clarity potion as well. We are looking at the Mountain Kings at level 2. It may get to level 3 here. Gonna be very close. And let's take a look at this. Yes, it will get to level 3 off of this clearing, which will mean level 2 Clap or level 2 Stormbolt. Archmage is already at level 3, so level 2 water elementals are out onto the field as this expansion. Well, this expansion is going to start suffering a bit of damage. However, it is mainly casters and heroes so far, so it is rather difficult to take out this great haul. And as you see here, meanwhile, priests have inner fire, and that was all stolen from earlier. That inner fire, a very powerful ability, but at the same time not going to be sticking around for a long time, as we were taking a look at the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer ready to move back down to the south. Farseer, plenty of mana. Tauren Chieftain having a little bit as well, as we're taking a look at Wind Riders trying to head back away, perhaps starting to poke down onto those priests and onto those casters. Casters could take a lot of damage right there. Meanwhile, Wind Rider trying to head back. Let's take a look. Purge onto that Sorceress. Sorceress going to get taken out. Invisibility is in time. Purge onto the water elemental to take it down. Stomp. Sorceress, well, gets stomped on right there, even though he was invis. Potion of invulnerability being used once more, as the Tauren Chieftain now with so much damage with that lightning shield continuing to fight away. All right, Thunderclap versus Stomp. Who has the better ability, as the Tauren Chieftain may be forced to use, well, a scroll of healing to try and stay alive. Still has a potion of lesser invulnerability there. Gonna try and deal more damage to these, well, retreating units. As you can take a look, a couple of, well, units now trying to slip back, and they will be able to retreat there. All right, heading back off to the north. The units have retreated. There is a good window of opportunity to try and clear out some difficult creep camps. Farseer and Tauren Chieftain will both be leveling up here. Farseer needs to heal up this Tauren Chieftain. Perhaps that Tauren Chieftain should be backing away from the fight ever so barely, yeah, and trying to stay away from in danger and heal as much as it possibly can. There it goes. It gets taken down. Rune Bracer is now on that Tauren Chieftain. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Archmage looking to fight their way through here again. Force Troll High Priest will get taken down. Meanwhile, back down across here, Grunts healing up, Shaman healing up as well. The Spirit Wolves, the level 2 variety, level 4 Tauren Chieftain, Clarity Potion, and a Potion of Mana available. We may see some more Lightning Shield Stomp combinations once again. However, the issue is this army, this front line of Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers, as the longer this game goes, the fact that there are no Tauren out onto the field, those Spellbreakers are simply just going to be uncountered. Yes, Grunts are available, but in terms of versatility, the Grunts just don't do as much as those Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers, however, do significantly less damage, only 13 to 15 compared to, I believe, what is that, 21? But yeah, 21 to 24. All right, Ogre Lord gonna get finished off here. There's a quick purge. The Ogre Lord is gonna try and get away. Yes, it is not real lucky at all. Medallion of Courage now picked up. And as this game continues to go long, Soin is in the driver's seat of this match. And as long as he doesn't, give the game over to his opponent, he should be fine. However, the Priest, Bloodlust, Inner Fire, all available. Archmage, Mountain King, 4-3. As we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain, perhaps if the Tauren Chieftain can get to level 5, all bets are off. Tome of Intelligence, even more mana on that Tauren Chieftain, now upwards of 360. Farseer is at 360 mana. Is it going to try and back away? There you are right there. Mountain King going to try and go in for the clap. There is the clap right there. There's a stomp, but only stomping on the Mountain King, as you saw earlier. Meanwhile, more damage getting brought through. Thunderclap once again being used. Farseer is going to be able to get a lightning shield. There's a stomp across multiple units. No lightning shield on the Tauren Chieftain, though. That was a prime opportunity for it, as the Spellbreakers are still doing lots of damage. Another stomp being used out again, as the Mountain King could be in trouble. Mountain King constantly getting purged. Tauren Chieftain trying to go after all of these units. Let's take a look at what's happening next. Tauren Chieftain is right there. Is he going to be able to do anything? There's a stomp once again. Chain Lightning. Mountain King falls. and this is Soin in the driver's seat, but it is going to cost much of the army. As you see, grunts and a bunch of shaman are falling left and right. However, after all of this retreat, let's take a look. There goes a flying machine. Another grunt going to get taken out. Both sides losing a lot of units so far, as the Farseer now trying to make its way back over. Mountain King back out onto the field. Mountain King had a potion of mana, quickly comes back in to join in on the fight. There's a quick stomp. Let's take a look. Lightning Mountain King down to 7 hit points, down to 8 hit points. One more shot should do it. Mountain King and the Tauren Chieftain trade. Tauren Chieftain was at level 5, Mountain King was at level 3, so not a good trade at all for Soin. Alright, Soin now in so much trouble as he is now trying to retreat back. No more front line, as the flying machines have also picked apart some of those Wind Riders. Back down across over here, 50 over 70 supply compared to 37 over 54. Archmage Spellbreaker is going to be able to put pressure onto this Great Hall. Are they going to jump inside this Orc Burrow? I do believe so. Why aren't they doing that as of yet? Should have jumped inside much earlier to try and fight back, stay alive a little bit longer, and get a little bit of damage through. Also prevent any of the additional healing that we saw here. These peons will get taken down. Tauren Chieftain resurrected there. Clarity Potion, Healing Salve now being used once again, but it is going to be about 45 seconds before that Tauren Chieftain will be ready to battle. 46 supply over 60 compared to 43 over 54. This Great Hall about to get taken down as the Wind Riders are all here ready to go. Scroll of Town Portal in order to try and get away. Is it going to work? Let's take a look at this. Trying to focus down some units. No such luck, as peons should get trained back up and start repairing this Great Hall, establishing the economic advantage still. Now, the Mountain King is getting resurrected. We are looking at, I believe, a 5-3-3 creep camp getting cleared out. Farseer staying at level 4 and be able to finish this off without much of an issue. There is still the high ground creeps right there. The Ogre Lord. Or is that an Ogre Mauler? Let's see. Oh yeah, the Ogre Mauler right there in position. It's an easy creep camp to clear that is close to home to get a little bit more, gold and experience, perhaps pushing the levels further. Tauren Chieftain is at 5. Archmage is at 5, almost at level 6. And once Mass Teleport goes or comes online, the map just seems so small to a human army. They're able to get anywhere. They already have a unit moving and having mobility to just travel around the map freely. That is absolutely key. Now, we are looking at the Troll Witch Doctor. No healing wards that I have seen, and I am surprised by that. Healing wards would be the perfect complement right now to be able to use and heal in and out of combat. Healing wards are extremely effective, as we're also looking at some healing salves being thrown down as well. All right, peons mining away off over here. I believe there's only 3 peons to mine at the expansion location right now, so it is not the full gold. It is just partial. What is that? 20% less than normal, I would say, as we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain now making its way back out. All right, Archmage, Mass Teleport, teleporting straight up onto all of these peons here. They're going to try and get away. Farseer sitting at level 4. Let's take a look. Wind Riders are right here. Are we going to get a quick purge taking down of that Water Elemental Troll Bat Riders? Perhaps they're going to try and go after those units. A Stomp does get thrown down, but not very much of anything, as the Mountain King continuing to fight. Stormbolt there. Farseer sitting at level 5. Are we going to perhaps see a Chain Lightning across multiple units? Grunts are getting taken out once more, as the Shaman are now trying to shoot down these flying machines, and they are going to be able to do exactly that. Scroll of Town Portal. Flying machines were a bit too far away. Let's take a look. Wind Rider down to 59 hit points. Constant purging. Shamans are able to just poke apart so much damage, and there it goes. A number of low hit point Wind Riders able to be saved, and that may have been the fight. 58 supply compared to 46 right now. Not losing those 2 extremely low hit point Wind Riders, absolutely key and huge. I believe not even 100 hit points between the 2 of them would have been life and death. Shadow Wolves now making their way back out. Shaman are here ready to go. Grunts here ready to go as well. We are looking at 2 bases on the Orc compared to 1. And we do have a level 6 Archmage who is just trying to get more mana and then perhaps be able to move across the map quickly. This Water Elemental is invisible. So with that, he is obviously difficult to spot. More peons still getting added in right there. Oh, there is a quick purge onto that Water Elemental. That Water Elemental said, you know what, I'm invisible, not a problem. Little did he know there was a sentry ward already in place. Flying machines now overhead. Let's take a look. The flying machines really need to scout out and really clear out all of these sentry wards. Otherwise, the invisible strategies are simply not going to work. Let's take a look. More creeps now making their way back out as well. Level 5 on the Farseer means level 3 Spirit Wolf. And those Spirit Wolves dealing so much damage while being invisible as well. Archmage going to get into position. Mountain King now back out onto the field using that Clarity Potion and that Potion of Mana. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain and Farseer are both sitting at 5, will not be able to get to level 6 off of these creeps. Back across over here, Wind Riders and Troll Bat Rider trying to get away. Quick Stormbolt onto the Wind Rider now. Wind Rider down to 177 hit points. Is it going to try and dive? Yes, it is going to try and dive and perhaps take down some of those flying machines. Meanwhile, in comes an engagement once more as the Tauren Chieftain is in that front line spot. Is he going to be able to make it back there and then put his foot down? There it goes, but only hitting one Sorceress. And I gotta believe that Soin has been trying to stomp on these Spellbreakers, perhaps not realizing that those Spellbreakers are immune to stomp. Continuing this battle now. There's a good stomp finally, followed by a Chain Lightning invisibility. Let's take a look. That Mountain King trying to head back down to 58, down to 190. Where are all of the units going? There is a stomp right there. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain, as the Tauren Chieftain could get taken down. All right, Farseer pretty much now out of mana. We're looking at the Shaman continuing to engage. There goes a Lightning Shield followed by a Stomp and a Lightning Shield. So much damage to be had. More priests getting taken out. One Spellbreaker. And let's take a look at this. All of those militia looking to back away too. So far, they need to get healed back up. That Tauren Chieftain needs to get away from these remaining units. Perhaps also visit the Voodoo Lounge and pick up some healing items for those Grunts. Those Grunts are low on hit points, as we are looking at 57 supply over 43, and the main gold mines have been mined out. 14 Sui is definitely in trouble. Soin knows that he has the advantage now, or he has to believe he has the advantage. He doesn't see an expansion from his opponent, and his opponent, even though 14 Sui has put pressure on this expansion now, a lot of gold has been mined out. Yeah, about 4,500 gold mined out from this gold mine. As we're going to take a look, Tauren Chieftain going to perhaps try and re-engage again. Troll Bat Rider trying to close in on that distance. Water Elemental quickly purged down as the Shamans making that Water Elemental ability from the Archmage. Level 3 Water Elementals just pretty much moot at this stage and time. All right, Tauren Chieftain, is it going to go ahead? Yes, does a big stomp. No Lightning Shield, not quite sure why. As we are taking a look, Chain Lightning to try to finish off more units. There's followed by a Thunderclap. Shaman finishing off many of those units again. Sentry Ward keeping track of many, what's happening. Another Thunderclap followed by another Stomp. Troll Bat Rider could try and, yes, take down some of those other units there as Soin gets to level 6. Level 6 on both the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer right as 14 Sui leaves the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.